If I tell you to look for red cars, suddenly you start seeing them everywhere. Not because more red cars appear, but because your attention shifts. What you train your brain to look for, it starts finding. And what I've seen in my own practice as a psychologist is that lasting change rarely comes from big intervention. It comes from a small daily habits that quietly regulate the nervous system and reshape how the brain pays attention. In fact, some of the biggest improvement I have seen in my own clients come from 6 habits that take less than 30 minutes a day. Today, I'm going to show you the exact routine I teach many of my clients to reduce stress, improve mood, sleep better, and feel more in control of their lives. There's one part of this routine that takes less than 2 minutes a day, and yet it completely changes what your brain notices throughout your life. Let's start with why these habits matter. Many people try to improve their mental health by changing their thoughts while ignoring their biology. I'm not a biologist. Think about any living thing. For a plant to thrive, it needs water, sunlight, and the right environment. Humans beings aren't that different. Water to rehydrate after hours without drinking, oxygen to fuel the brain and regulate the nervous system, movement to increase circulation and wake up the body, and sunlight to regulate your biological clock and improve alertness and support mood. Before the mind can function at its best psychologically, it helps to give the body what it needs physiologically. So, routine matters because your body maintains balance through rhythm, sleep, eating, movement. The mind works the same way. Consistent daily structure improves emotional regulation, reduces reactivity, builds resilience over time. So, the routine I'm about to show you is remarkably simple. 3 steps in the morning and 3 steps at night. That's it. So, let's get into it. What do you do for the morning routine? Step number 1, drink a glass of water. I know you're probably thinking, tell me something new, Rameen. I have heard this a million times, but hear me out. Think about how many people start their day feeling tired, foggy, irritable, or unfocused. They immediately reach for coffee. You can have your coffee after. The first thing the brain needs is water. After hours of sleep, you're mildly dehydrated, and research has shown that even mild dehydration can affect concentration, energy, mood. That's the first thing I want you to do as soon as you wake up. Just put your reminder in order to build a habit. Even put on your cup, drink me so you don't forget. Step number 2, breathe intentionally. After hydration, time to give some oxygen to the brain. There are tons of different breathing exercises, but my favorite and easy to do is 4-2-6 pattern. Every thought, emotion, and decision your brain makes depends on oxygen. So before you're checking your phone, emails, or social media, try this. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. So you can repeat that for maybe for 2-3 minutes. And in the beginning, you may not be able to do for long because you may get dizzy, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. That extended exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural calming system. Heart rate slows, muscle tension decreases, and the brain receives a powerful message. You're safe. People spend their day reacting to stress, and this habit teaches the nervous system how to regulate stress before stress even show up. Step number 3, walk outside for 10 to 20 minutes. Question is, what if I don't have the time? I know that many of us probably work in the morning and we're busy. My answer is, do the best you can. Remember, if you walk outside 3 times a week, 3 times is better than 2 times. 2 times better than 1. And 1 is better than 0. So do the best you can. And if I had to choose one habit from this entire routine, this might be the one. Because morning sunlight helps regulate your body's internal clock. It supports healthier sleep later at night. It improves alertness, it supports mood. And movement itself not only circulate but reduce mental stagnation and entrap cycle of rumination. In psychology, we have a well-established intervention called behavior activation that's shown to be particularly effective for people experiencing depression and excessive rumination. To be quite honest, I found that to benefit all of us. We don't have to have depression for this to work. We all get caught in the cycle of overthinking, and movement can help break that pattern by shifting our attention and our emotional state. And there's another exercise I often encourage clients to try while walking. So notice something you've never noticed before. This actually adds a purpose to your walking. It also improves problem solving. Maybe a detail on a building you haven't noticed before. Maybe a pattern in the cloud. Maybe a flower you walk past hundreds of times. Sounds simple, but it trains one of the most important psychological skills, attention. Most of us spend our lives on autopilot. Curiosity pulls us back into the present moment. So the evening routine, before you go into sleep, ask yourself 3 questions. Question number 1, what went well today? This question helps correct something psychologists call negativity bias. Our brain naturally pay more attention to problems, mistakes, threats, and disappointments than positive experiences. So for many people struggling with depression, anxiety, or chronic stress, the mind can start developing a distorted perspective. I'm a failure. The world is a bad place. Nothing ever changes. The problem is not that the good things aren't happening. The problem is that the brain often stops noticing them. Every day, people help one another. People show kindness. Problems get solved. Small victories happen. Moments of connection occur. But when we are stressed or depressed, we often move through life on autopilot and completely overlook those experiences. So this question, train your brain to notice evidence that life is more balanced than it first appears. The world is not only problems. There is goodness happening around you every day. So the more you train to notice, the more your perspective begin to change. So write as many things as you can. A pleasant conversation you have with someone, a good meal you had, a task you completed, smile from a stranger, a beautiful sunset you saw, anything that went well. Question number 2, what did I do well? Most of us judge ourselves entirely based on outcomes. If I didn't accomplish everything we wanted, we conclude we failed. But growth is often found in effort, not perfection. So when you drank more water, maybe when you did your breathing exercise, or maybe you went for a walk, or maybe you wanted to have the entire pizza, but practice harm reduction and stop after 2 slices. Or maybe you had a difficult conversation and instead of avoiding it. Or maybe you work on a skill, or you simply got out of bed on a difficult day. These actions matter. This question teaches the brain to recognize competence, effort, discipline, and progress over time. It is strengthened self-efficacy, the belief that you can influence your own life through your action. And that belief is strongly associated with resilience and psychological well-being. Question number 3, what did I learn today? This may be the most important question for resilience, because when something goes wrong, there's usually something to learn. A mistake can teach us. A failure can teach us. A difficult conversation can teach us. A disappointment can teach us. So when you ask, what did I learn? You stop viewing setback as proof that you're inadequate and start viewing them as information. So this creates a growth mindset. You begin to see challenge as opportunity for learning rather than evidence of failure. Helps commit new information to memory. So whether you learn a new fact, gain a new perspective, discover something about yourself, or learn a mistake, writing helps reinforce that learning. And the more knowledge, experience, and perspective you accumulate over time, the better equipped you become to solve future problems. So every evening, ask yourself, what went well? What did I learn? What did I do well? These three simple questions, over time, they train your brain to notice goodness, recognize growth, and learn from every experience. The morning habits, water, reading, movement, sunlight help regulate the body and the nervous system. When the body functions better, the mind functions better too, remember. And the question, what went well today, develops perspective and gratitude. It trains your brain to notice positive experiences, moments of connection, opportunity, and things that are working rather than focusing exclusively on problems and threats. The question, what did I do well today, develops confidence and self efficacy. It teaches the brain to recognize effort, progress, discipline, and personal strength. Over time, you begin trusting yourself more because you repeatedly see evidence that you can influence your own life. And the question, what did I learn today, develops growth mindset and resilience. And instead of viewing mistakes, setbacks, or failure as a proof that something is wrong with you, you begin viewing them as opportunity to learn and grow. So when done consistently, these habits can create meaningful improvement in mood, stress regulation, sleep, resilience, and overall well-being. Not because what happens in one day, but because what repetition built over weeks, months, and years. The goal is not perfection. The goal is showing up. Show up small, show up daily. So if you'd like to try this yourself, I've included a tracking worksheet in the description below. So for the next 7 days, spend just a few minutes every morning and every evening, and then come back and tell me what you noticed, what surprised you. Thank you for watching.